time to clean up some scouts. Let's check it out. Campers, scout knives. Interesting. If you saw Bob's mail call that you previously, you'll recognize these guys. These are 2 scout knives he sent me. Now the cool thing is, modern, old school, and I'm sitting in a small chair. Why? I've been told that's management's chair. I was reprimanded. So here we are. So let's have a look at these 2 knives and see what we need to do to them and see what they're all about. So like I said, if you saw Bob's mail call, he sent this knife. And it's a scout knife. You can see the badge on it there. Let me hold it right for you. Nice handle. It's a very nice knife. The first thing that struck me is that it's not your usual scout. It's a Congress, basically a fancy whittler. Look at the blades stacked in there. Nice and straight and everything, beautiful knife. Pretty sure that this is bone, the handle, but I'm not 100% positive. I've yet to figure that out. I don't know how to tell. What, it's got that nice shield in it there, you can see it there. And here are the blades. You can see 4 of them. You've got a pen blade, and you can see on the pen blade it says, oops, official knife. The blades, like I said, it is a Congress, which makes for a pretty cool whittler. And I suspect they chose this as an option for young scouts to get used to handling a knife. They can whittle with it, get comfortable with using it, how it feels, different blades, how to use them. So I'm assuming that. Now, I think it's a good idea. It's a nice knife. The only issue is stainless, China. Yeah, it's made in China. It's probably, typically this is going to be 440 steel, something like that, which is not bad. It's fine. It'll work. You can nickel silver bolsters, brass liners. You can see them there. Very nice. Well made. There's no gaps. Feels nice and clean. You know, the days of this are long gone. Okay, when I say this, USA made scout knives. You don't see them anymore. Not modern ones. I haven't. And the ones you get are going to be like this. Not a Congress, it'll be a Scout, but it'll be made in China. Basically, if you go to the Boy Scout website, you can go, I'm looking for a knife, and they'll give you a couple of options. Now, what they've done is they've gone direct, obviously. You can choose a knife from them. The good old days of these big old camper Scout knives from local manufacturers, kind of gone. Kind of sad, but it's a numbers game. To make money in the US, if you're a knife maker like this, you're not going to make 100. You need to make a run of a couple of thousand, because that drops the price. You can be competitive, but it does the same thing for manufacturers out of the USA. It's probably a good decision for them, you know. Hey, business, I suppose. But it's a nice little knife. What does it need? A shine. That's about it. And maybe just touch up the blades. They're not as sharp as they should be. You know, it's been used. You can see there's a cut, you know, you can see it's been used. A little bit of a rolling on the edges from use. And that's an easy cleanup. You just use a ceramic rod will clean that up just fine. So that's all we need to do to this guy. But I like this. I like the idea of them offering something different or in addition to a camper. And then you got this guy. is your traditional old school camper. Okay, basically a scout knife. You can see the logo there, very nice. There are a couple. Let me show you what I mean. So this is the Scout one. Now Imperial made a couple that had the same sort of handle. The only difference was what they put there, the badge. And then there's a couple of variants to that. Just on this one, they made it a Scout and official. And there's a couple of different ones. I'm always on the lookout for that. But I haven't really found, this is the only one I found. And now I have a Scout. It's basically the same thing, a little different layout. This one has an awl in it versus a screwdriver is a little different. You can see the different awls there. So this is what I call the crown one. And like I said, Imperial made a couple of different red-handled camper style and this. Now this one is your typical Scout. It has all the blades you would expect on it. I'm just going to show you them quickly. Here they are there. You've got your big spear point, which has the engraving on it, embossing, lasering, whatever it's called. You got this big huge can opener, you got your bottle opener and a flat screwdriver, and of course your awl or punch or whatever you want to call it. Has a bail, all the necessaries for a Scout knife. It needs a good clean. Okay, there's nothing else wrong with it. Everything is kind of sort of good shape. The only thing is if you look at the blade, apparently they sharpen a lot in the middle here. Can you see that? So we're going to have to clean that up a little bit. Don't want to take it too far because you don't want to get into the laser or whatever it's called, etching. So you got to be careful of that. You can't take too much off. And you know, get the rust off and all that good stuff. Nice bail on it, needs to be cleaned. Very good. Now this is carbon steel. The new guys are going to be stainless. You know, for a Scout, they learn in knives. You don't want something that's going to get rusty overnight. And this is a little bit more rust resistant. Stainless isn't totally resistant. Well, rust proof. It's resistant, but it'll rust. And it's icky when it does. But it takes a while. Whereas these, well, you got to keep them maintained. You want to keep them oiled, out of water. If you get it wet, dry it. You know, look after your knife. And they teach them that. So, good thing there. So what we need to do here is get these guys all clean and shiny and add them to my Scout collection, which groweth slowly but surely. And I'll just show you the knives that I have at the end. So let's have at it. So here we have them here. This guy is just a very quick, probably just going to go over it with some mothers, and then we're going to clean up the blades and make sure that they're sharp and shiny. This won't take much. This guy, we got some work to do. There's rust and things like that, and we need to just clean up and shine up the blades, and of course clean this up and sharpen everything up and just make it a sharp and shiny as all Scouts should be, right? Gonna go through with a 1000 grit on this blade. Because you have the etching there, I'm not going to touch. This blade will just get mothers. We'll try and get rid of the rust and stuff like that. I don't want to go near that etching. Plus we got to clean up this. Can you see? It's pretty, it's obvious there, and then look down here. So we have to fix that stuff, shine up the handle and all the tools, get rid of the rust. So I've got some used 2000 grit here, and I'm just going to clean up the tang and get rid of some of this rust that's on the edge here. I've got to stay away from that etching, so tut. Always support your blade. Just want to get rid of most of the obvious rust. I don't want to hurt that etching. That's what's worrying me. So not pressing hard. I'm not wandering anywhere close to the etching. The other side we can probably do a little bit better. Just like that. That's all I want to do with that. I'll go over 10,000 on this side, not on that side. This is just going to get mothers. So I'm going to go through each tool and just give them a quick rub and get rid of stuff like that. Just trying to get rid of as much of these little rust spots as possible. Go with a 500 in there, double it over. I'm going to tape it. Still some rust on this side. You got that cleaned up. Now the handle. Remember, you got this badge. It's not very deep in there. So we want to make this shine. I'm not going to go over it with 600. I'll just show you. It's a little harsh. Takes a lot off. Now maybe just cleaning the edges with a quick rub to get rid of most of the nasties. I'm going to go with 1000. And there's dirt on it and stuff like that. I'm going to clean that off with some alcohol. Isopropyl, whatever it is, alcohol. It's an antiseptic. Be careful of the paint on the badge. I just want to get the dirt off. There's some buildup of dirt. I've got 2000 used here. Just going to go over the handle. There's a couple of nicks and dents in it here. It's going to show up when you do this because it'll fill the holes. You're going to wipe it out, but it shows you where most of the dings are. Initially it looks horrible and then you wipe it all off. Basically what you're doing here is you're prepping all the surfaces for the mothers. Let's go to 10,000 where we can and very carefully on the handle. And there you can see 10,000. I just didn't do much on there. Been through all the tools on it. 10,000. I'm going to wipe it off. And we're going to go to mothers on both. So this little ne'er-do-well is just going to get a coat of mothers.
Look at the shine on that thing. I mean, it was in really good condition. So there it is there. This thing shines unbelievably. I mean, it's in good condition. It's almost brand new, this thing. You can see the badge. And I don't know if I showed you this, but it does say official. Very nice. Pretty knife. Very nice. And of course, it's really a Congress and not your usual Scout. And here is this guy. I need to get all the excess off. And you can see it's got a bit of shine back to it, right? Very nice. I love this. It's a great knife. By the way, doing this is not a good thing. You see how it pushes on the springs on both sides? Puts a lot of stress on, so don't do it too much. You want to release that stress. So we're going to try and at least clean this blade up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it with black down here. And I don't want to take any more off than that. And try and keep it level. As you can see, it gets pretty close to the etching. I don't know if we'll be able to get that whole missing piece here out of the way. We'll start off with 320, we'll go and see where we get to and stay away from that etching. Yeah. That's quite a dip in there. My rod is following it, so I'm going to have to work the outsides of it. Can feel it dipping in it. Not good. This is not going to sharpen very well. There's a big grind out of here. The dip's not as bad, but I'm just so worried about going into the etching. We still have a dip there, and we're getting really close. I've been working this way forward because it's the buoy that's going to get taken out. I've got a little bit left. I'll work it a little bit more, and then I'm going to go to 800. I don't want to go any more than that. Hopefully it'll be enough. I'm going to change to 800 somewhere. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of, there's the edge. And the dip has gone away, but there's still some there, plus there's a nick towards the bolster. I'm going to strop it and see what happens. Just want to show you that nick. Can you see it right there? It was a really heavy grind off there. I don't really want to go any further than that, and that huge dip has gone away, but we stayed away from the, I don't know if you can see the writing, but we didn't destroy it yet. Let's strop. Feels like it'll cut something. How well, I don't know. I don't know if we can get it on. Wow. You see, that's where that neck was. Well, at least it cuts. Just got to stay away from the neck from there. This is my ceramic rod from my whittling kit. I need to clean it off. You can see there's build-up on it. Just using an eraser again. Just give it a rub. Get all that build-up off. When you buy these, they just come in one piece, no handle. I found this in California. It's a root from, I want to say sage or coastal sage, I think. Put the handle on. One of the reasons is if you hold this like this, the way you use a ceramic rod, you come towards yourself. See where I'm going here? If you've got a handle, you come towards yourself, you're going to catch the handle. So it doesn't take a lot, just a couple of swipes, and all you're doing is getting rid of any curl. It's kind of like stropping. And when you whittle, that's how you do it, between sharpenings. Otherwise you get rid of too much steel. Let's see. Oh yeah. Blade's not long enough. So that's one. Stopping at that same place. See that? It'll be fine. It's a whittler, right? Hold on. I forgot I had my test piece of wood. I think it'll work, right? It'll work. Does its job. There we go. So there we are. We've got a modern scout camp. Well, it's not even a camper, right? A modern scout knife. Whittler Congress. Very nice, actually. I like this. It's a very nice little knife. See, it shines up nicely. It's well made. I like that. And we didn't destroy any important stuff like that. And of course the budge. And then we have this guy, the good old school scout camper. Very nice. And made by Imperial. Nice little bail and everything on it, shined up nicely. The blade was a little beat up. We managed to straighten it somewhat, and it works without getting rid of any of the important stuff. I don't know if you can see it. It's still there. There it is. So we got to get it.
You can see how close we came to the buoy down here. I was worried about that, but you can still see the etching. Very nice. Nice little imperial, more traditional scout knife. Of course, the badge on it there. I have 2 official scout knives to add to my scout collection in here. Okay, but this is my camper scout collection. It's a little disorganized right now, but you can see campers everywhere. We have some scouts. I think I've showed you this stuff before. You can see here. This is wanna guess? Yeah. Camelus. You know. This one here. These are nice campers, man. Really nice. Ulster. And here we have some Cub Scouts. Camelus. This was a real beat up one that I fixed up. I have some more like it. Here's one here. Got a bluish handle. Camillus italic. Here's another one. Camillus italic. Yeah, these are basically the same 2, but if you look, they're different colors. The blue, they're not quite the same. They're different colors, so it's not really a duplicate for me. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Here's one with just the cub. Camillus. Yeah, I got a bunch of them. This is just called a Scout. Can't remember who made this one. Oh, Hammer brand. There you go. Still looking for the bail. The bail needs to be long. Kind of like that. Here is this a Girl Scout? Yep, Girl Scout. It's the bigger one, and I was told it's for the troop leaders, the people in charge, allegedly. Cut master, very nice. You can see it's a nice big one. And here's the Scout version, which is slightly smaller. See that? And this one, Cut Master 2. Very cool. And here we have, this is, I love this knife. It weighs about, I don't know, an ounce. Look at it. It's all aluminum. Sorry. Foreigner. It's all aluminum. And it's a Girl Scout made by Utica way back when. And nice steel blades, very small. And it's called the Featherweight. It's really a cool little knife. So there you go. And now we add these. Woot! And you know what? I am remiss because I forgot this guy. See that? The Victorinox. I don't know if you can see that. A little Scout. I got to tell you, this style. I like this style. No bolster, flat, kind of equal end penknife, right? Just 2 blades on it. Very nice. I like this style. I'm finding a lot of these. I was actually just going through my stuff, putting away some knives. Didn't realize just how many of this style I had. Not Cub Scouts, but this shape, handle. So there you go. Might just do a series on handle or handle shapes or sizes, or whatever it's called. You be safe out there, especially when you're cleaning up these things for your little collections that you're all so proud of, like me. I love these. I open them all the time, once a week, and I go and geek. You all be safe when you do it though, and you check in your stuff, opening and closing, you sharpen them. Be careful. And don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story. Pretty sure I'll be back. These mail calls brought a lot of knives and a lot of, some easy, like this was fairly straightforward. Some need a little work. But we got lots of projects to work on, so stay tuned. If you'd like to support the channel, you know the story. Click the join button, become on the memberships, and you'll get to see a little bit more personal stuff about moi and Mary, and where we live and what we do and other things. So there's that. Just saying. Thanks for watching. Always appreciate it. We'll see you again soon.